Welcome everyone to another episode of Total Extreme Wrestling 2020, where I'm booking WWF in the year 2001. This is the Invasion era. It's the last show before Summerslam, so it's the final Smackdown. So let's run the show and let's see how things go. In a pre-show bout that had little heat and embarrassing wrestling, Mark Henry defeated Nova by pinfall with a death from above, and this got 32. In a pre-show bout that had a decent reaction from the crowd but terrible wrestling, Chaz Warrington defeated Gregory Helms by pinfall with a mosh pit. This got 40. So now it's time for the actual show. In a bout that had great heat and decent wrestling, Big Show defeated Steve Blackman by pinfall with a choke slam. This got a 70. So William Regal's walking backstage when Al Snow accidentally bumps into him. And William Regal goes, "You miserable toe rag, why don't you watch in the bloody hell where you're going?" So Al Snow looks at him. He goes, "What's your problem?" And Regal goes, "Well, Sunshine, I have many problems when it comes to you. Not only do you lack any manners, but you have insulted the business I helped build by throwing yourself off balconies like your ECW friends. By the way, you're in the wrong locker room. This is a WWF locker room." And Al Snow goes, "If you're questioning my allegiance, I've been wrestling on behalf of WWF since 1998. How about you, Steven?" And Regal goes, "So you got a smart mouth? I don't think you'll be laughing, Sunshine, if I challenge you to back that up in the ring next week. But don't you need your Amazon woman friend to fight your battles for you?" And instead of Al Snow responding to that, he just decks him. Regal goes down, and Al Snow goes, "Does that feel like I need someone to fight my battles? See you around, Willie." So, and this got a 38. Obviously, this is something that's just starting. So, yeah, I'm not surprised it didn't do so well since this is just the start of this rivalry. So, Buff Bagwell comes to the ring, and Buff goes, "Did you think I was going to sit backstage and continue to be ignored? I made it to the finals of the King of the Ring and I lost. But I haven't been given one chance to redeem myself. And I have been sitting back there waiting for that opportunity. If I am not going to be given that opportunity, then I'm going to come out here and take it. I'm going to take my opportunity by issuing an open challenge. If any WWF or ECW wrestler thinks they can take this chance away from me, then I invite you to come out here and make me go backstage." And this only got a 53. I thought with Buff Bagwell on the microphone, maybe he would do better, but maybe I had this set to entertainment, so that might be it. Then Kane came out to answer the open challenge. In about that had fantastic heat and good wrestling, Kane defeated Buff Bagwell by disqualification. Obviously, Buff Bagwell, he started to not be able to fight Kane. Kane started getting the advantage, so Buff Bagwell took a easy way out. Take the loss, but be able to leave on your own. So Chris Benoit, he's walking corner. He turns backstage and he spots Lance Storm, who also sees him. Storm chase begins, but Lance Storm has prepared as he gets into a waiting car and is able to escape with Chris Benoit just having to watch out as Storm's car drives off. And this only got 38. So, this did not do good. Um, so the Hardy Boys music plays as Sean Stasiak and Mark Jindrak come out acting like the Hardys, with Stacy Keibler acting like Lita. And Jindrak goes, "All right, cut that crap off. These are guys that you fans cheer. I know you fans are wondering why we attack the Hardy Boys. You all may think it's because Lita turned me down for a date. That is not the reason we attack the Hardy Boys. Lita can hang out with losers if she wants, but that will make her a loser by association. Myself and Stasiak have bodies like Greek gods, but you guys care more about backyard wrestlers who have to rely on death-defying stunts to get a reaction. When those death-defying matches catch up to the Hardys, hopefully Lita won't mind waiting on them hand and foot when they need help doing the most basic of things. But things could have been different for Lita with Stacy as an example. The only problem is Stacy is smarter and better looking than Lita could ever wish to be. We don't want Team Extreme disrespecting the sport that we love, and we refuse to stand by as they continue to disrespect the sport that we love. They really don't get any more out because the Hardy Boys theme does come up. Matt and Jeff do attack Stasiak and Jindrak, with Lita going after Stacy, um, until Jindrak, Stasiak, and Stacy have to escape. This did not do well. This only got a 31. There seemed to be a little more star power, um, to have Jeff, Matt, and Lita fighting for that long. So they thought these were jobbers that I was having the Hardy Boys fight against. But yes, I am building up this 3-on-3 rivalry. So Billy Gunn is standing backstage, and Billy goes, "Hugh, do I have your attention now? You thought you could just refuse my challenge? I was going to forget how you attacked me from behind backstage? You did what you shouldn't have done when you pissed me off, and then by attacking me, you made this personal. I will not stop until you agree to meet me in the ring for a match, or you can enjoy me getting involved in every match you have in the WWF. The ball is in your court, Hugh. Are you going to meet me in a match?" And this just got a 41. In a decent match, Rob Van Dam defeated Canyon by pinfall with the Frog Splash. So Rob Van Dam uh, wins the Hardcore Championship. This got a 57. Then Chris Jericho comes to the ring, and Chris Jericho goes, "Welcome to the last night of the Chris Jericho Open. Tonight will be the last night I face wrestlers who want a chance to prove themselves while I don't have a championship around my waist. That is because in 3 days at SummerSlam, I will face and defeat Stone Cold Steve Austin for the WWF Championship. Steve has been staying away because he knows his fate at SummerSlam. Steve can stay away while I keep myself in the best condition. So, with that being said, whoever wants a chance to prove themselves, come on down." And this got a 71. In a bout that had good heat and decent wrestling, Chris Jericho defeated Jerry Lynn by pinfall with the Lion Salt. And this got a 65. So Chris Jericho is celebrating his victory over Jerry Lynn. All of a sudden, the return of Stone Cold comes from behind and attacks Jericho, beating Jericho down. And this got a 73. In a bout that had fantastic heat and good wrestling, Triple H defeated Bradshaw by pinfall with an ace crusher. During the match, we also had Kurt Angle run in and attack Triple H. This guy's 76. Triple H and Stephanie have great chemistry. So the Dudley Boys attack O'Hare and Palumbo backstage, leaving them down and out. This only got a 41. So the announcers, what I did next, I want to explain this for people who watch WWF or WWE like in 2001, 2002, 2003. When a pay per view was like maybe 10 days away or even 3 days away, it was the go home show. Before the main event, they would go over the card of all the matches that were planned for the pay per view or all the matches that have been at least built up. You might have one or two random matches that didn't have much behind it or were just booked um, at last minute. But the ones that had stories going into them for a while, that's what this is. So I have the announcers sitting at the table, basically hyping up the matches that have already been announced for SummerSlam. That you'll be seeing Triple H take on Kurt Angle at SummerSlam, which got a 67. You'll see Steve Austin take on Chris Jericho at SummerSlam. That got 69. You'll see The Undertaker take on Booker T, which also got a 69. You'll see The Rock take on DDP. This got a 70. And the main event for SmackDown, The Rock and The Undertaker against DDP and Booker T, and this announcement got a 68. So these actually worked. So In a bout that had fantastic heat and great wrestling, The Rock and The Undertaker defeated Diamond Dallas Page and Booker T when The Rock pinned DDP. The Rock carried the match in terms of in-ring performance. DDP seemed off his game. Um, yeah, so what was the final grade for SmackDown? The guy's 72. That's not bad. I think anything over 70 is really good for an overall show rating. Um, yeah, so like hyping up matches that are already planned for a pay per view that have already been announced, that was definitely a good idea. So we're just gonna see what we're just gonna see. So drug test fees, and then Stone Cold says Mark Jindrak is a star in the making. The kid could make us some serious money in the future. Okay, and Bob Orton Jr. Uh, so Bob Orton Jr. is going to be joining the roster, not as an in-ring performer, but basically he's going to be. I'm going to have him manage Randy Orton and also be a road agent because he does have good ring psychology. So uh, he's happy that I hired Bob Orton Jr. So Randy Orton's not as furious with me as he was. So let's see. There we go. So at least Randy Orton will have his father with him, and like I said, he can also help WWF. He can he'll be able to help Randy Orton, and he'll also be able to help WWF in terms of his in-ring psychology, being able to help put angles and matches together. So I hope you enjoyed this. On